Hi, it's Dave T here, and it's a bit wet and windy outside, so we're in the shed. And today's project is one of those things that, like the inside of this shed, may never see the light of day, because it's one of those ideas that could be quite good or it could be a complete waste of time. So without further ado, what we're going to try and do is make an alternative, what should we call it, container for ALKO wheel locks, which doubles up as a kneeling pad. So if, like us, you've got ALKO wheel locks, then it's probably, shall we say, a bit of a love-hate relationship. Without a shadow of a doubt, they're very secure, and for the purposes of trying to stop someone nick your caravan, they're great. However, let's face it, they're a pain in the backside to fit, and obviously it's just something else to carry around with you. Now, because my knees aren't great, one of the things I have issues with is kneeling on the ground, especially if it's pedals and a hard standing or something, to actually fit them. And also, whilst they do actually come in a bag, that bag contains various components. We've actually got two because we've got a twin axle, and again it's just a bit of a faff getting everything in and out, making sure you don't lose bits and so on. So I had this crazy idea of combining a kneeling pad with a means of storing them to try and keep them all in one place, make it obvious if you've missed anything behind, if you've lost anything, and I'm going to give it a go. And as I say, maybe complete garbage, in which case this film will never see the light of day, or maybe it'll work. Let's try it. So, confession time. I don't think I've exactly thought this next stage through in terms of how to do it, but we'll give some ideas a go. So there you go, it actually worked out much better than I thought it would. In terms of usage, actually having that cut out on the back means you've got a handle to pick it up, which is convenient. So previous I had two handles or sockets for actually tightening up the locks. I don't really need both of those, so one of those can go home. It's actually identical size to the steady winder anyways, and I've got sockets in the car, so I'll always have a spare. So I've got rid of one of those, saved a little bit of weight. In terms of the actual security key for the bolts, again, they're both identical, so I can keep one of them in the van and one of them in the actual unit rather than having both of them kick around in the unit. It is pretty secure. You can shake it upside down and stuff like that and nothing's going to fall out. 2 kneeling pads together with all of the locks in them, it actually takes up about the same, maybe a tiny bit less space than the 2 ALKO bags they originally came in. Weight wise, obviously the locks and everything are exactly the same, but in terms of the 2 bags that the kneeling pads are replacing, the kneeling pads are actually, with all the holes cut out, a tiny bit lighter than the original bags. And of course you've got kneeling pad with no additional weight at all. All in all, a success. Goes in the front locker nice and neat and tidy, and it'll certainly be just one thing to get out rather than the 2 bags which tend to migrate around the van as they currently are, and something to kneel on, which is much more convenient than what I was doing before, which is emptying out one of the ALKO bags and then kneeling on that. All in all, I think a reasonable success. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you have, then please hit that like button. And if you're interested in seeing other films that I make, then please consider subscribing to my channel. But most of all, thanks for watching.